I'm Ruth Squires with eXp Realty, RES Luxury Group, and I'm going to give you a quick update of the local Citrus County market statistics for real estate. So the main highlights from February over January are a continued uptick in inventory levels, still slower buying activity. So our inventory levels are at 3.5 months of inventory, still well into a seller's market, not approaching buyer's market territory across the board yet, but certainly something to be watching as inventory levels continue to increase. We also have longer days on the market than what we had been tracking, and that's an expectation that will continue as inventory levels increase and buying activity stays pretty stable. We are going to have homes that are sitting longer because we don't have enough buyers out going after those homes. When we look compared to February of 2023, it's very interesting because we were under 1,000 homes on the market in February of last year, and as of the end of February this year, we are at over 1,300 homes on the market. So that's just a visual of how much change there's been in 1 year's time. Our median price for the county is at $270,000, and our list to sales ratio is just at 98%. So really strong numbers. Although buyers are negotiating price, the sellers are still getting a decent return on their listing price. Now, the thing to keep in mind is there are more and more price improvements happening, price reductions happening in the market right now. So that percentage is also correlated to any price changes that have happened. So if a seller's starting out too high, they're having to make price improvements to get to the closing table. When they hit the right price, the negotiations should land somewhere in that 98% territory. So not bad at all. So there's some good positives out there. Interest rates, of course, started to tick up again into the 7%. We're still hearing that they should come down, probably low sixes as we get closer to mid to third quarter of the year. We'll see how that tracks. We have to just watch it because predictions are predictions. But the biggest thing I would say as far as advice in navigating this type of market that we are in today is making sure that you are hiring the right agent. There are some definite risks to hiring the wrong agent to buy or sell property, and it's such an important investment that you're making that I feel like you have to take this very seriously and make sure that you are aligning yourself with the right person. So how do you do this? Well, I'm going to direct you to my blog that I just posted yesterday where you can read more information on the ins and outs of this, but I have 3 areas I think are critically important to be mindful of. The first one I'm going to tell you about is local area expertise. So making sure that whoever you're hiring does have strong knowledge of the local area. There are a lot of realtors out there, and we're licensed for the entire state of Florida, so you can use somebody anywhere in the state from any location that you choose, but be careful that that person is able to help you appropriately with some of the things that are important to you. So these are things like understanding flood zoning, understanding zoning in general. If you're wanting to have, say, a mini farm or something like that, what types of animals can you have? How much land do you need? What are the different zoning restrictions, deed restrictions for the communities? Just locational things that are really important. Development's huge. We have a ton of development happening in Citrus County, and that's something professionally that we need to stay abreast of and knowledgeable about so that we can help our customers understand how that impacts them. Things like that are really important. So those are questions you can ask an agent when you are hiring them or interviewing them for the job. The next thing would be property knowledge. Now, if you're buying property in an area, of course, we are not going to know the ins and outs of every property that you pick out. But what we do have access and what we should be able to do professionally is verify and validate the information that we have on that property. So we have a lot of resources that you as a consumer do not have the same access to, and we can dig in deep and find out information on those properties that you would not otherwise be aware of. So you need to have somebody who understands how to do that. You cannot trust the information that's printed on the internet. And the final one is negotiation skill, and I think this goes far beyond what we think of when we think of negotiating the purchase or the sale of the property. It's also negotiating things like inspection findings, what relates to homeowners insurance versus the appraisal requirements versus the buyer's wants from an inspection. Just really getting into the finer details on how we should be approaching things, how we should be understanding requests that are being received, and guiding you through the transaction. There are so many ways that professional realtors can do that for you and help you tremendously. So make sure that whoever you are choosing is equipped to give you the right services. That's my tip for navigating this type of real estate market that we're in. And of course, my team is ready to serve you with any of your real estate needs. So please don't be afraid to call us. You can reach us at 352-794-1426. Have a great day. Enjoy the month of March.